Why are we so afraid of death? Why does death terrify us so deeply, even though we all know it's inevitable? We fear death not just because of physical pain, but because of losing our body, losing loved ones, losing everything we've been attached to. But deeper than that, it's the fear of not knowing what comes next. Some people say, "I'm not afraid of dying, I just fear not knowing where I'll go." Others worry, what if I leave this world with unfinished business or without saying what needs to be said? Still others wonder, have I lived well enough, or will I be punished after death? So ultimately, the fear of death is the fear of uncertainty, of losing control, of finality. Since childhood, we've been taught how to live, how to study, how to behave, but rarely does anyone teach us how to die. We plan for weddings, jobs, retirement, but rarely for the final moment of life. And here's the paradox. Death is the most certain thing in life, yet it's the thing we prepare for the least. You might ask, how can I stop being afraid of death? How can I leave this world peacefully, without fear or regret? The Buddha faced death many times during his spiritual journey. And not only did he face it, he taught us how to live in a way that allows us to face death without fear. In the next section, we'll explore why death, in the light of Theravada Buddhism, is not terrifying, but a gateway to freedom. In Theravada Buddhism, death isn't as scary as you think. In Theravada Buddhism, death is not seen as the end, nor as a tragedy. It is simply a natural part of the cycle of arising and passing away. Death is like a lamp running out of oil, or like a wave returning to the ocean. No one is being destroyed. It's simply a transformation, a shift from one form of existence to another. The body dissolves, but kamaur, intentional actions continue. For those who live mindfully, death is no longer frightening. For those who understand impermanence, death becomes natural. And for those who let go of attachment, death can even become a release. A faithful follower of the Buddha doesn't cling to life at all costs. They don't live to escape death. They live to understand it, to accept it, and to live more deeply because they know it is coming. The Buddha taught, each day reflect, today could be my last. Not to be afraid, but to awaken, to love more fully, and to let go of what doesn't need to be carried anymore. Contemplating death helps the elderly loosen attachment, lessen anxiety, and soften the heart. It doesn't make us pessimistic. It helps us cherish each breath. You might be thinking, but I'm too old to change. No, you're alive. That means it's not too late. So how did the Buddha himself, an enlightened being, prepare for his death? What did he do in his final days? The answer may surprise you. Let's explore it in the next section. If you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe and like the video to help spread Buddhist wisdom to more people. How the Buddha prepared for his own death. The Buddha, as a fully enlightened being, understood the nature of birth, aging, sickness, and death more clearly than anyone else. So when death approached, he did not fear it, nor avoid it. He welcomed it with perfect equanimity. In his final days, the Buddha fell seriously ill after a final meal in Kusinara. Though physically weak, he continued to teach, offer guidance, and encourage his disciples to rely on their efforts. One of his final teachings was, "Monks, be diligent, be mindful, and light your lamp. All conditioned things are impermanent. Strive diligently for liberation." He left no instructions about power, possessions, or legacy. He simply left behind the Dhamma and urged his followers to live it, reflect on it, and walk the path. No complaints, no regret, no clinging to anything. Even his body, he told his disciples not to mourn or wail, because death, to him, was simply part of nature. There's something profoundly moving in this. Before entering parinibbana, the Buddha lay on his right side, in the posture of a lion, a symbol of unshakable presence, composure, and clarity at the edge of life and death. For him, death was not an end. It was the culmination of a life lived fully, with nothing left undone, nothing left unsaid, nothing left to grasp. So the real question is not, when will I die? But, how will I live so that when death comes, my mind is still and my heart holds no regrets? But if we're ordinary Pio-plenot, yet enlightened, how can we prepare day by day for a peaceful passing? Let's explore 5 simple but powerful practices in the next part. 4. 5 daily practices to prepare for a peaceful death. The truth is no one knows how much time we have left. One breath out, and if it doesn't return, life ends. So, if we still have today, what can we do to prepare? Not to fight death, but to greet it like an old friend. Here are 5 simple things anyone can start doing starting today. 1. Reflect on impermanence every day. Take a few minutes in the morning or before bed to remind yourself. This body will grow old, will get sick, and will die. Not to feel sad, but to treasure each moment more deeply. Those who understand impermanence live more mindfully and waste less time. But knowing impermanence isn't enough. We must also learn to let go. 2. Let go of grudges and resentment. Many elders feel lonely, not because no one is around, but because their hearts are still heavy. Holding on to resentment only makes the heart suffer more. Each night, practice forgiveness for others and yourself. Forgiveness is a gift, but there's another gift even more powerful. 3. Do good deeds, even small ones. A smile, a kind word, letting someone go ahead of you. These may seem small, but they plant seeds of goodness. The Buddha taught, do good again and again, until it becomes a habit. Good karma will be your companion when you pass away. 4. Keep the mind calm through meditation or chanting. Just a few quiet minutes each day, watching the breath or silently repeating Buddho can slowly calm the mind. A calm mind doesn't panic when the time comes. 5. Live simply, let go of possessiveness. The more you hold, the more you worry. The more you let go, the lighter you become. Learn to live with just enough, not more, not less. You might be thinking, where do I even begin? Is it too late for me? The answer lies in the next part. Mindfulness meditation, the key to facing death without fear. Mindfulness meditation, the key to facing death without fear. We fear death because we're not used to facing the truth. Every day, we live caught in worries, chasing things beyond our control, until we forget we're alive at all. And because we live in unawareness, when death comes, we panic, we cling, we don't know what to do. But if you know mindfulness meditation, you already hold the key to a peaceful departure. What is mindfulness? It's not about sitting cross-legged for hours. It's not about chanting scriptures or knowing complex teachings. Mindfulness is simply knowing clearly what you are doing, thinking, and feeling in this very moment. For example, breathing in, knowing, I'm breathing in. Walking, no, I'm walking. Angry, no, this is anger. That's it. No judgment, no pushing away, no running from anything. Why does mindfulness help us overcome the fear of death? Because when the mind is anchored in the present, we stop fearing the past and future. When the mind observes without clinging, even pain feels lighter. Over time, meditation shows us, this body is just a body. This emotion is just an emotion, and I am not these things. So when the final breath comes, a mindful person sees it clearly, without panic. They leave awake, not confused, not regretful. Like a lamp naturally going out when the oil is gone, one disappears. Only the form changes. You may be wondering, but I've never meditated before. Where do I even start? Don't worry, the following section will explain. Death is not the end but a continuation shaped by karma and rebirth, just as the Buddha taught. 6. Death is not the end. Understanding karma and rebirth in Buddhism. Many people believe that death is the end, like a light being turned off forever. But according to the Buddha, death is merely a transition, a movement from one life to another, guided by the force of karma. So, what is karma? Karma is not a punishment from the heavens, nor is it fate. Karma is simply intentional actions through body, speech, and mind, and the results they bring. When you perform a wholesome act, even something as small as a smile, a helping hand, or an act of forgiveness, you're creating good karma. When you harm others, hold on to hatred, or act out of greed, you're creating unwholesome karma. According to the Buddha, karma never disappears. It follows the stream of consciousness and determines where one is reborn. A kind and virtuous person may be reborn into pleasant realms. One filled with hatred and ignorance may fall into the realms of suffering. Can we change our karma? Yes. And that's what makes human life so valuable. The Buddha taught, no matter how dark your past may be, if you live rightly from this moment on, your future can still be bright. Death isn't terrifying if you have lived well. You don't need to do anything grand. Just live with awareness, avoid harming yourself or others, and cultivate kindness. That's enough. Where will we go after death? No God or being decides that. Only you do through your actions, intentions, and state of mind. There's no divine judge keeping score. Only karma, your constant companion. Light rises, heavy sinks. And here's something significant. If your mind is calm and clear at the moment of death, free from hatred and clinging, then your path ahead becomes much gentler. So preparing for death isn't about fearing what's next. It's about living fully today, so when that moment comes, you have nothing to regret. If this teaching speaks to you, please share this video with someone you love. And don't forget to like, to support this channel's mission of sharing practical, compassionate Buddhist wisdom.